careers, and we're going to talk about a career in the sales field, the business sales field. This will be a quick overview of the outlook, the salary, the educational requirements, my personal opinion, and little tidbits of information about the sales career and the sales field. We're going to start with the outlook. The outlook's very good, very promising. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics for the United States government came out, and up until 2022, they're projecting a 9 and 10% increase, a 9% in the wholesale and manufacturing, and a 10% in the scientific and technical sales fields. And this is pretty on the average, with total occupations coming in around 11%. Now the outlook is determined, will be affected a little bit by technology. Technology is actually reducing the amount of sales jobs out there, but at the same time, baby boomers are retiring, which are leaving a lot of positions open for up-and-comers like myself. Moving on to the good part, the salary. The salary is very promising, though you need to have the skills to back it up, which we'll get to later. The salary for technical and scientific, which I'm hoping to go into, is around $75,000. That's the median, the average salary. Wholesale manufacturing sales is about $55,000. Excuse me, 57. And then manager, sales manager managing a team of sales reps is around 110 average. And I added that in there because my long run goal is to get into that occupation. Now, educational needs. A lot of sales jobs do not require a degree, but those would be the telemarketers, the car salesmen, the cell phone salesmen at the mall. They do not require a degree. However, technical sales, anything that's either the product's very high end, or you're dealing with a lot of people, a lot of stress, a lot of higher end clients, are usually going to require a bachelor's degree at the very minimum. And then they're going to want to build you up in training programs and get you ready before you're even going to go out there and sell. Now, responsibilities and duties. It's not as simple as simply going and pitching the idea. There's a lot of homework. I like to think that homework's what goes into being a good salesman. You need to know your product. You need to know its ins and outs. If there's any flaws, what the customer is going to want from that product. You need to know how that product can be integrated into a business, and then show how it's going to be beneficial, how it's going to save money, save time for that business. Now, along those lines, you need to know the client, who they are. It's good to know their personality. Depending on the relationship with them, it's good to get a little more intimate questions. Maybe not, though, if you don't know them that well. But you want to know what their needs are. You want to establish, you want to do active listening. You want to ask questions, probe, find out what they want, who they are, let them speak, and then be ready. But also, and then one part, you want to be ready for objections. They're going to have objections about the product, about the price, about the installation, about, they're going to come up with something. You need to try to forecast and be ready to handle these objections, give viable answers that'll smooth everything over, and then once again promote that product and tell them how it's going to be a benefit to them going and purchasing that from you. Now, reflections and goals. I have family members that have been in the sales field for years. They both are doing very, very well. It is a lot of work, and I got a quote from my one family member that sometimes the customer comes to you, and that can be out of office hours. The work never stops. So at 10 o'clock at night, you might get a sales call for a technical product that needs to be overnighted and needs to be at that manufacturing plant the next morning. And it's your job to make sure. And that's what you have to do as a salesperson. You have to keep that customer happy. You got to keep them, you got to build that trust up. Make sure that they're loyal, show that you're loyal to them, and that you'll be there for them when they're in needs like this. And that's very important. My personal goals are to find an entry-level position for a sales company that will allow me to move both laterally if I choose, and then move up eventually. At least have that promotionable ability within that company. In conclusion, selling is truly an art form. It's something that it takes time to learn, to know what to say, when to say it, how to read people, how to understand what the situation is, and what words should be utilized when in order to make the sale and make people on your side. But the idea is to always keep climbing. That's why success is on the board here. You want to keep climbing, keep working forward, and that is me getting my bachelor's degree and moving forward to a job and career and then reaching that ultimate goal as a sales manager down the road. Thank you for your time. I hope you learned a little bit about the sales career. Thank you.